I got some other things for that.
That's the question. That's the question.
You don't believe the bony, man. They are like that.
Listen, I was almost afraid to say
Yeah. You're going to take it. Right, I know baggy. You know how we think.
Welcome to the 28th National Day of Mourning observance. We would like to thank the people who have traveled here today from all four directions to stand with us. As we stand here today, we honor our friends and family who have passed into the spirit world within the last year. We remember, too, all of our ancestors who died as a result of the European invasion of our lands. In 1970, United American Indians of New England declared U.S. Thanksgiving Day a national day of mourning. This came about as a result of the suppression of the truth. Wamsutta, an Aquinnah-Wampanoag man, had been asked to speak at a fancy Commonwealth of Massachusetts banquet celebrating the 350th anniversary of the landing of the Pilgrims. He agreed. The organizers of the dinner, using as a pretext the need to prepare a press release, asked for a copy of the speech in advance. He agreed. Within days, Wamsutta was told by a representative of the Department of Commerce and Development that he would not be allowed to give the speech that he had written. And the reason they gave was, and I quote, "The theme of the anniversary celebration is brotherhood, and anything inflammatory would have been out of place." What they were really saying was that in this society, the truth is out of place. And what was it about this speech that got the officials so upset? Wamsutta had used as a basis for his remarks one of their own history books, a pilgrim's account of their first year on Indian land. The book tells of the opening of my ancestors' graves, taking our wheat and bean supplies, and of the selling of my ancestors as slaves for 220 shillings each. Wamsutta was going to tell the truth, but the truth was out of place. Well, I'm here to tell you the truth. The reason they talk about the Pilgrims and not an earlier English-speaking colony, Jamestown, is that in Jamestown the circumstances were way too ugly to hold up as an effective national myth. For example, the white settlers in Jamestown turned to cannibalism to survive. Not a very nice story to tell kids in school. And when the Pilgrims landed here, they did not find an empty land any more than Columbus discovered anything. Every inch of this land is Indian land. The Pilgrims, who did not even call themselves Pilgrims, did not come here seeking religious freedom. They already had that in Holland. They came here as part of a commercial venture. They introduced sexism, racism, anti-lesbian, anti-gay, bigotry, jails, and the class system to these shores. One of the very first things they did when they arrived on Cape Cod, even before they had made it to Plymouth, was to rob Wampanoag graves at Cornhill and steal as many of the Indians' winter provisions as they were able to carry. They were no better than any other group of Europeans when it came to their treatment of the indigenous peoples here. And no, they did not even land on that sacred shrine right down over the hill called Plymouth Rock, which is a monument to racism and oppression, which we are proud to say we buried in 1995. The first official day of Thanksgiving was proclaimed in 1637 by Governor Winthrop. He did so to celebrate the safe return of men from Massachusetts who had gone to Mystic, Connecticut to participate in the massacre of over 700 Pequot women, children, and men. About the only true thing in the whole mythology is that these pitiful European strangers would not have survived their first several years in New England were it not for the aid of the Wampanoag people. What Native people got in return for this help was genocide, theft of our lands, and never-ending repression. Back in 1970, the organizers of the Fancy State Dinner told Wamsutta he could not speak the truth. They would let him speak only if he agreed to deliver a speech that they would provide. Wamsutta refused to have words put into his mouth. Instead of speaking at the dinner, he and many hundreds of other Native people and our supporters from throughout the Americas gathered in Plymouth and observed the first National Day of Mourning. United American Indians of New England have returned to Plymouth every year since to demonstrate against the Pilgrim mythology. On that first day of mourning back in 1970, Plymouth Rock was buried not once, but twice. The Mayflower was boarded and the Union Jack was torn from the mast and replaced with the flag that had flown over liberated Alcatraz Island. The roots of National Day of Mourning have always been firmly embedded in the soil of militant protest.
The first Day of Mourning back in 1970 was a powerful demonstration of Native unity. Today is a powerful demonstration of not only Native unity, but the unity of all people who want the truth to be told and want to see an end to the oppressive system brought to these shores by the Pilgrim invaders.
There are those who feel threatened by the movement that we are building when we come together at National Day of Mourning. There are those who would have us be good Indians and act like a conquered people and beg for scraps from the Thanksgiving table.
But these attacks are merely spit in the winds of change.
Some will ask, will you ever stop protesting? And yes, someday we will stop protesting. We will stop protesting when the merchants of Plymouth are no longer making millions of dollars off the blood of our slaughtered ancestors.
We will stop protesting when we can act as sovereign nations on our own land without the interference of the Bureau of Indian Affairs and what Sitting Bull called the favorite ration chiefs.
When these corporations stop polluting our mother, the earth.
When racism has been eradicated.
When the oppression of lesbians and gay men is a thing of the past.
We will stop protesting when homeless people have homes and no child goes to bed hungry.
When health care and child care are rights, not privileges.
When police brutality no longer exists in communities of color.
And we will stop protesting when Leonard Peltier and Mumia Abu-Jamal and the Puerto Rican Independentistas and all of the political prisoners are free.
Until then, the struggle will continue. Without justice, there will be no peace.
In the spirit of Crazy Horse and in the spirit of Metacom, we are not vanishing.
We are not conquered.
And we are as strong as ever. Hope. I would like to, at this time, invite Native people who support National Day of Mourning and UAINE to speak, and they will speak the truth. Believe me, they will speak the truth. Our first speaker is bringing a message from the Mayan elders. I'd like to bring to the microphone Juan.
Bitol, Sakol, Huracan, Shipikakuha, Rashakuha, Hunakpush, Balanque, Tepeo, Kukuman, Along, Kahalom, Ispiakoa, Kismukane, Balam Kitche, Balamaka, Mahakuta, Ikbalam. Greetings from the Council of Maya Elders to all our Indian relatives of the North. And thank you to all of the people from these 4 sacred directions for gathering here in this beautiful day, for mourning and strengthening of our Indian nations. They stole our fruits, cut off our branches, burned our trunk, but they could not kill our roots. Popol Vuh. This is a lesson every Indian child learns. This lesson speaks of 1492, 1620, the beginning of the dark cycle of time for our Indian nations, the Leher Shibalba, Indian Holocaust, genocide, ethnic cleansing. We are here to mourn and to honor all of our ancestors, our babies and children, our brothers and sisters, our uncles and aunts, our mothers and fathers, our husbands and wives, our grandfathers and grandmothers, raped, slaughtered, burned alive, massacred painfully and slowly with purposely transmitted deadly viruses. The ground on which we stand is sacred ground. It is the dust and blood of our ancestors. Today, we are here to dismantle the pilgrims and Thanksgiving superstitions, because the less people believe in these superstitions, the more people will look forward to create a just society, free of genocide and ethnic cleansing, not only for Indian nations, but for all people. Today, we give thanksgiving to the Creator for giving us sage leaders, Masosoi, Tecumuman, Crazy Horse, Quetzalcoatl, Tecunsu, Canek, Geronimo, Cuauhtémoc, Sequoia, Tatanka Yotanka, Viracocha, Squanto, Atahualpa, Chief Joseph, Chief Red Cloud. We thank the Creator for giving us the wisdom to be in balance and the strength to struggle for our homeland and sovereignty for 505 years. Today, you cannot steal more fruits. Today, you cannot cut off more branches, burn our trunk. Today, you cannot kill our roots. This is the lesson that every Indian child learns today. This lesson speaks of the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the beginning of the new cycle of time for our Indian nations, Oshlachokach, time of purification, restitution, the time when we are uniting with all relatives of North, South, East, West, the 4 sacred directions. We tell the people of the world, this is our homeland. We always been here. Today we are here. 13,000 Indian nations, 100 million Indians in these Americas. We are going to be here forever. Matiosh, Oslahuno, Ishimuleo, Council of Maya Elders, message to the gathering of the 28th National Day of Mourning, November 27, 97, Plymouth, Massachusetts, North America. Matiosh.
Our next speaker brings a message from the Gwich'in people of northern Alaska.
And we're caribou, because caribou are being killed in the Arctic. I bring you a poster from the Arctic, from the Gwich'in people, from Sarah James. Is oil killing us? Yes. Will oil kill you? Yes. In 6 months, an oil system will kill over 20,000 people in the Arctic. And if you've ever seen the great caribou herd that travels across from Canada to Alaska, that's what we are talking about. They will die also, and you will die. I thank you for allowing me to come here from New Mexico, where I live. Remember, it is your land. Do you like cement to live on? Do you like to live and eat cement? We do not. We eat grass. We would like to have you eat grass too. If you think you can eat cement, then try it right now and die as the caribou will die. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce a Wampanoag woman, Lone Eagles.
Greetings. A day of mourning. I'm Lone Eagles of the Wampanoag tribe. Every second Sunday of the month, we meet in Mashpee at our tribal office. I am here. I just saw some children over here going, that's a disrespect. You do not do that. That's Hollywood. Children, when you see on TV, and adults, when you see the cowboys and Indians, you say, oh, kill the savages. No, we're not a toy Indian. We are real. We are here. We are still here. Children do not do that. Also, for the environment, our lakes. Also, I've seen people, when they fish, they take the fish, look at them, the children look at them, throw them back. We fish for subsistence. You cannot, cutting down the trees, polluting our water, taking our lands. Oh, this is a day of mourning. We got to get it right. Oh.
We have a message from the Maya Yaqui community, which is being brought to us from Yoremen Hokobi.
Kecha Malaya, Hachiseane, Tuisine Aleya en Chimtayaka, Inapoyoleme, Hokobi. ¿Cómo están? Agradezco a nuestra Madre Tierra el darme la oportunidad de estar aquí apoyando esta causa, esta lucha. Como indígena, Lloreme Mayo, estoy con ustedes y siento que somos hermanos porque tenemos causas en común que defender.
Hello, good morning. She greet all of you in her Mayo Yaqui language, and she's mentioning that she has the same causes to defend right here in this day, and that's why she's coming to share with you. Mayo Yaqui is in Sonora, Mexico, which is right in the border of Mexicali, California, and Mexico.
Dios en Chocoreútesi. Muchas gracias y espero que nuestras culturas latinoamericanas cada día se tomen más en cuenta y que nuestros niños, nuestros jóvenes sigan las voces de nuestros ancestros, de nuestros ancianos.
I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very honored to have the voice of the people, the indigenous people in Latin America heard, because it's very important for our children to hear the voices of the ancestors.
Dios en Chocori, Utesi. Muchísimas gracias. Dios Amaquentago.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much.
Next person who's going to speak to you has basically been here from the beginning, not from when the Pilgrims got here, but Clint Wixon.
I want you to listen to what I have to say. And I want you to listen damn careful. I'm not here to help join in your celebration of this poor excuse for a holiday. You came here on our shores, on our land, as Christians with a musket and a damn Bible. You wasn't here 2 hours before you were robbing my people. You're still robbing my people. What you should do is close your damn churches take the cross and put it on the bank. Because that's what you worship. That's your God, not the churches. Wake up and smell the coffee. We're here today. Someone said last year, what do those Indians want? What do we want? What the hell do you want? You're the one that come here. You're the one that stole from us. You're the one that's got political prisoners like Pelletier in jail. United States. This place is so divided it would take a lifetime to put it back together. Divided races, divided rich and poor, divide every damn thing here, and you call it the United States. You better learn what you're talking about. You come down here with your Pilgrim's Parade, come down here and ask us, what do we want? I think it's, what do you want? What I'd like to see is to get on a boat and go back where you came from. So we could have our land back. You ruined our land. Every time you go anywhere, you build a mall or something because you can't see beauty. You can't see natural beauty. What do we want? We want our land. We want to live like we used to. But we can't. Because every day you're getting worse and worse with your greed and your progress. Maybe we should build a church where the priest could come and molest some kids or something. That would make you happy. Well, I hope you have a nice day here, but I'll do everything to make it uncomfortable. You hope.
Thank you. Before I bring up our next speaker, I would like to ask any Native men that are here who would like to join the drum to come to Massasoit's statue. Our next speaker is Raul, and I really like what this man says, so pay close attention.
I'd like to thank those who invited me to come and speak today. I come in behalf of Danza Azteca Cuauhtémoc, which is the traditional Aztec warrior dances, which are taught to us by the Mexican people, the elders, our elders, the indigenous people of Mexico, the Mexica, who through many years and many years have sacrificed in their ways, in their lands, to continue the traditions, to continue the teachings, to continue the truth. And I come and to speak with all of you from all the four directions that come here today to talk a little bit, just a little bit, about that truth. We know today, we know very much today, all those people that are here today, what happened many, many years ago. We are not here to replay and rewind that history, because we know very much. And those who came to celebrate Thanksgiving, and those who came to march in that Pilgrim's March, knows very much and very well what happened here. We are now, many, 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 many years from that time when the Pilgrims came and stepped on that Plymouth Rock. We're many, many years past that. Many, many history books have been written, and many people know, especially here today, what has happened. Now, in your hearts and in your minds, you must ask yourself, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Are you here to look at the nice little pretty Indians walk around, maybe show their nice colorful clothes, walk around, maybe play a little drum and sing for you? Is that what you're here for? Are you here just to play Indian for a while and look at us and watch and see, oh my God, what are they going to do? This is kind of exciting. Am I just here going to watch and listen and just like look and see, wow, look at this sign that says we are not vanished. Ooh, they're angry. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Or shall we say what today's liberals say? Well, let's just sit down and talk about it. Let's sit down and talk about it. You give me your opinion, I'll give you my opinion, because there's no right or wrong. We'll just sit down and join hands and have some tea or something. And talk about what happened in the past and what's happening now. Is that the way that we're going to do it today? Is that what you came here for? Did you come here just to stand here in the cold and walk, look at the Indians, and then go into the museum and listen to the garbage and the lies that they keep pulling down your throats? So that you go home, sit down with your fat turkey, look around and say, thank God for the United States of America in which the Pilgrims came and destroyed these nations that were here. Or should I rather say tried to destroy? Is that what we're going to do? Are we going to go home today and say, okay, fine, we had a one day of activism. We had a one day of speaking out loud. We had a one day for the year. So now I feel good. My conscience is clean. As we go to church every Sunday or Saturday and say, okay, today my conscience is clean. And we come today and we say, okay, my conscience is clean for what had happened, and many years down the road, or a few months or a few days down the road, when we go about and we go cheer on the Cleveland Indians, or when we turn our heads when people are trying to free Leonard Peltier, or when we talk about Mexico and the turmoils that are happening all over Latin America, and we change the news, or we buy the garbage that they try to feed us on the news, on the TV and the medias, or when they say that many people, many hungry children in reservations in the United States and all of Latin America are dying, and when we buy the ticket and the price of neoliberalism all over the world, and we turn our heads, and instead of listening and instead of acting out for the benefit of the poor, we go to McDonald's and go buy a Big Mac. Or we talk about the latest fad and the blue jeans and the t-shirts that we want to buy. Or when we look at the indigenous women, the beautiful indigenous women and men that are here, and we look at their clothes and we say, oh, how nice, where can I buy that? Where can I buy that nice little hair thing that you're wearing today? And then we don't focus on the speakers. We don't focus on what they are saying or what we are doing. Because today, we are doing and not just saying. Because today, many people come from the four directions to do and not just say. Because voices run with the wind. They go. And they go. And they go. And today, in this cold, that our Mother Earth has given us, a little breath to touch our hearts, a little fire from our Father's Son to cool our heads. Today, the rivers inside our bodies, our life water, runs deep and hot with anger. Yes, with anger. There is love. Yes, there is love. There is a certain type of love. There's a love for justice. There's a love for the truth. There's a true love for our people and for the poor of all nations. And that love is what creates this anger. And that love is what creates us to stand up. And that love is what creates us to be proud, to wear our clothes with dignity and follow our traditions with pride. And that is the love that keeps us here today. Yeah. And yes, people are angry. Oh, very angry. Very, 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 very angry. Because 200 years for the people of North America, or 200 plus, 500 plus for the people of Central and South America, is not very long. It's not very long. And our creators and our ancestors and our generations ago remember that. And how is it that we remember that so clearly? And how is it that we live those days today? How is it? How is it that you can look at us and say, what's wrong with you? That happened 200 years ago. Get over it. What is it? What is it? When we walk in the streets and we look around and people are ashamed to say, I am indigenous. When we walk in the streets and we glorify the truck, the Texas Rangers, the Ford Rangers, in which the Rangers were created by the United States to basically calm or basically kill the Mexican people, the indigenous people that were in Texas, that reminds us. Or when we still have this damn October 12th celebrations of the greatest killer of history of this human race, alongside with Hitler. And here today, when in November 27th, when we come across and we have people bringing their children to the Mayflower and teach them that this is the land of our ancestors, this is the land of the white nation? And they say, look at the shores and be proud. Because we helped the indigenous people when we came here a while ago. We helped them. Damn, we cooked the damn food. We had this big old feast, and what do you see? You see the nice little pilgrim white man and white girl and white boys. And you see the nice little Indian, Christianized little Indians coming in. And we want to celebrate that and make a big feast. But today we walk on, let's say, holy ground. And it's not holy ground and sacred ground, because this ground was blessed by this big lie that the indigenous people thought that the white man came over as God, like people in our culture. The anthropologists turned our culture and said Quetzalcoatl was a white god that we came down and bowed down to, and that's why, you know, the course of history occurred, because that's a bunch of crap. We did not believe that Cortés was Quetzalcoatl or the white god, because we did not have no white god. Period. And what's with this self-glorifying, self-conscious thing in calling yourselves and believing that we think that white people are gods? My God, how can we get a little more bigoted than that? And when you still believe it, how can we get a little more bigoted? And today we walk on the sacred ground. We walk on the sacred ground because as you walk and you listen to the drum and you listen to the wind through the leaves and through these flags of justice, you will hear the ancestors cry out, and you will hear the Spirit speak to your hearts, and you will hear them, and you will see them penetrate your clothes with the cold of Mother Earth and her breath, who is speaking to you today, telling you, wake up, my child. Wake up, my child, and listen to this truth, for we are walking and we are marching, and your feet will touch Mother Earth. And you will hear the voices, and you will hear the spirits, because you cannot hide. When you go home, when you turn on that TV, the spirits and the memory of today, and of all those people that today are looking down and walking amongst us, and now those indigenous peoples that sacrificed and that died on this day of mourning, on this day, and all your ancestors, they will be there. They will be there. Because today, the truth is being spoken about. With the elders who have come and blessed the ground, and with the permission of the original people of this land, we are gathered here to shed light on that truth, so that you can be proud of who you are and stop this chain of violence through these lies that inhibit us of being who we are. For we are indigenous. We have always been here. We were here. We are here. And we will always, like the trees, and like the rocks, and like the animals that walk on all fours, and all 8, and all 100 legs, and 2-legged animals, and like the fish without fins and with fins, and like our brothers and sisters, those that walk on 8 legs, and those that fly on the sky with 2 wings, and like our brothers and sisters that stand tall with their feet buried deep in the center of Mother Earth. the trees, we will always, always be here. Mechica Tiawi. As you
I'd like to invite Kristen. Okay. And also, we will be bringing a blanket around, and we need to, unfortunately, in order to get the word out and send out flyers, we need funds. But we also take a portion of these funds and send them to our brother Leonard Peltier so that he can get such things as things we take for granted, just go to the store, but believe it or not, the federal prisons do not provide such things as toothpaste and mouthwash. He has to buy those. Stamps if he wants to call someone. And he has to have an account to make phone calls to keep in touch with his family. So they'll be coming around, and we'd appreciate it in any way that anyone can help. Thank you. And now you'll hear Kristen.
Good afternoon. I'm bringing greetings from my father, Bob Gustafson, one of the founding members of the United American Indians of New England, who, in my mind's eye, has been too long absent. So we conferred over the phone, and he gave me the following. From Eastport, Maine, to the brothers and sisters of the United American Indians of New England, supporters and friends, Sego. Greetings from down East Maine, home of the Passamaquoddy, who are continuing their fight to have their sovereignty, hunting, and fishing rights recognized. My wife Raven joins me in expressing solidarity with the 28th annual observance of the National Day of Mourning. Let us use this day as a reminder of who and of what we are as a people, to remain strong and to pledge ourselves to work in support of Leonard Peltier so that the next National Day of Mourning will find him in his natural state, which is freedom. Yeah. Ona, that is all I have to say. Nyahweh, thank you, Bob Gustafson.
Oh. And now I'd like to bring to the microphone one of our honored elders, Sam Sabio, who would like to say a few words.
I'm not going to say too much. I'll just keep it to a minimum, because after that great speech by Rollo, he said it all. And that's the way as Indian people feel, because what happened over 200 and 300 years ago is part of the Holocaust that happened here in North America. People don't understand that, but traditional people understand that, and they know what happened, because that's where all of the religion came about. When they put all of the Indian people here in North America into internment camps around here in Massachusetts. But they didn't understand that. They did the same thing to the Nazis in World War II, put them in internment camps. So the Indian people rebelled, and they took off for the woods and took off to different sections of the country to escape all of this atrocities that were happening to Indian people. And Raoul has said that, and you can't top what he said. But you got to remember, this all happened here in the East. All of these internment camps, the Holocaust of Indian people, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. If they didn't become Christian Indians, what we call praying Indians today, they would be either sent to Deer Island or put in these internment camps, and they would try to be programmed to become Christians. And if they didn't want to become Christians, they would take them into Watertown, or put them in these internment camps, take them to Watertown, and put them on Deer Island to freeze and to starve to death. That's why we are fighting so hard. The Mourning intertribal thing is fighting so hard in order to preserve these islands and help to restructure what happened at Deer Island. the massacre, the Holocaust of Indian people here in the East. And it happened all around the country in the 4 directions. So these are the things we have to remember. We have to try to stop what has happened, and try to stop what has happened to Indian people by digging up our graves, digging up our grave things, and have all of these tools and all of these artifacts returned to these grave sites, as I mentioned earlier. So with that, and if the United States government wants to teach and preach humanity around the world, they have to come to the Indian people. The Indian people don't have to come to them, because that's what we've been doing all of these years. We've been going to them, and nothing has ever been done. So today, we as Indian people have organized. We've got structures. We're doing it the white man's way, but we've taken this from the white man's way because our ancestors, our leaders, have taught us that. They have told us to take the white man's ways and use them for yourself. Take the good things and take the bad things and cast them aside. So that's today we as Indian people are doing that. We're taking the good things and using it against them, and taking the bad things and casting it aside. We don't work like the government to use both things against people. We as Indian people are in solidarity, and we're human. We're people. And a lot of the people in the government don't think that we're human, but we're here. So I'm just going to sing one little song from the eastern part. Our song's here. And if anybody wants to come and join in, because I belong to the Montecano Intertribal Confederacy, and I belong to the Wabanaki Confederacy up in Maine, which consists of the Maliseets, the Micmacs, Passamaquoddies, and the Penobscots. So I sing this song for all the people here today and for my people, so that we can come together and do the right things, the things that we are supposed to be doing, and cast away all the bad things and take up the good things that we can use for ourselves, and create a construction thing for Indian people, what we call the right path and the straight path, not going off each direction. So this is what I have to say. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Okay, sisters and brothers, are you getting a little cold out here? A little bit. It's okay to say that. Don't have to be embarrassed. Well, very shortly, you're not going to be cold anymore. You know, when we came, I think a lot of you must have seen when you came in this morning that the state cops surrounding Plymouth Rock, they brought out about 60 state troopers today to protect Plymouth Rock. Yet they call this a free country. It's so typical how they have to bring cops out all over the place to protect what they think is important.
We know.
Well, I don't know if we're going to bury Plymouth Rock today or not. I don't really care. We've done that, been there. But what we are going to do is we're going to form up now, for those of you who wish to join us, behind this orange banner that says, "We are not vanishing. we are not conquered. We are as strong as ever. And we are going to take these streets of Plymouth because they are our streets. The streets belong to the people, not to the cops, not to the pilgrims. And we're going to march. We're going to march against racism. We're going to march against the pilgrim mythology. And we're going to march for justice for all of our peoples. Ho!
Hi. Hi, everybody. I hope you have a nice time.
Se llama ausencia de calor.
Have a nice Thanksgiving. Where? Hi.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, we're marching forward. We're taking... Oh, do you?
our friends.
You're disrupting the traffic and everything else. You're under arrest. Listen, all I did was
using the muscle? You are using your muscle. You are using your muscle. Your mother to hurt people. You are hurting people.
get out of the street. I can walk in the street. As long as I keep moving. down. That's good. Get on the sidewalk. Back away. I don't care who you work for. Back off. They're trying to do a job. Too close, you're in the way. Get back on the sidewalk! Move it back! Stand back. You don't have to spray him. You got him down for Christ's sake. Hold on a second, I can't breathe. Up and out. Oh, you guys are straight. Where's my hat? To the van.
Take it easy now.
You need to relax.
Where's the hat?
Relax.
Freedom ringing in Plymouth.
On the sidewalk.
We've got to get to
on the sidewalk. Back on the sidewalk.
Disobedience! Disobedience! Police station!
Police brutality's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Police brutality's got to go! Amen! Police brutality's got to stop! Ho, ho! Police brutality's got to stop! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Police brutality's got to stop! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Police brutality's got to go! Ho, ho! Police brutality's
On the sidewalk.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Police brutality's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Police brutality's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Police brutality's got to go! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Ho, ho! Wait on the police brutality has got to go!
Police station, where the police station at? Everybody know where the police station at?
Which way to go?
I just didn't want to walk.
If people deny this correct, you're not going to be placed under arrest. You're going to be placed under arrest.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Someone has to know. Someone has to know where the police station is.
What? Are you with the bus?
Folks, you are going to have to disperse, okay? This isn't going to end until everybody disperses. According to the captain, this is becoming look at
I was marching peace because our government is violent. It's all violent.
Don't they have a permit to march here? No, they do not. They do not have a permit as required by town bylaw. Give us a permit. Yes, you do.
Have a gathering of people. You need a permit, a permission from the government. That is one of my rights.
They don't have
And I'm sure the town will not give them a permit.
to the best of my knowledge.
I'm sure that
You people are going to have to clear the streets. We have a disturbance. If you don't clear the streets, you're all subject to arrest.
It was peaceful and streets. Our government is violent at all levels. It really is. I mean, look what's happening in Iraq now. I saw in the news that the leader of Iraq, I know he's probably not a nice guy, but he tried to appease, he tried to say to all the leaders of the Western world, come and stay in my palaces, you know,
Go back this way.
Saying they're going to disperse again.
They're talking about arresting everyone.
Got more?
We don't need to distribute all those ones, just a positive, something positive. So it's about time that people realize it, finally. Good things that Indian people can accomplish.
We have 2-3 minutes to leave this site. Now, the plan is this. We need lawyers. Are any people here, anyone around here is a lawyer?
Or that knows about
If you know someone that is a lawyer, then we can get a hold of it right away.
Some of us will do that immediately.
We'll do that.
Okay, so next thing we're gonna do, those who have cars, and if you don't have a car, find a ride. We're gonna drive to the police station. That's why we need the lawyers. Okay, so we only have, I guess, 2-3 minutes to leave here. So let's get organized.
Where is the police station?
Anybody know where the police?
2 miles. It's 2 miles east 5 on 20 Long Neck Road.
Can you be a lead vehicle?
Yeah.
If you know, do you have a car?
I don't know the local area. I just got that from. Okay. All you have to do is go up here, go up to the main street. Take a left. North.
To the right? No, you're going south.
South.
We have a continued disturbance here. Your friends are not going to get bailed. We're going to make more arrests right in this room here. Please, everybody clear the building, please.
Go in your peace. Be in your peace.
I'm ordering you all out of the building. Please leave the building right now.
We have permission to stay in the building.
I have to building.
I would be in go to the street too.
Come on, they won't let them out if you don't.
Okay, understand.
Hey,
Everything else. Might as well just spin that off. Change the blue shirts to brown, that's all.
Let's make that empty.
Brother's out. Here's Mike.
Mike, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
them now?
Yeah, they are. They threw us out.
Well, they threatened not to release them anymore.
What are they talking about? Okay.
Immediately, the police began.
I noticed that there was some kind of a confusion at the front of the march, and I went up to see what was going down, and I saw a man that was being thrown to the ground brutally and handcuffed for apparently doing nothing. And I asked the police officer why he was doing that, and he told me to get up on the sidewalk. And I told him I thought it was our right for freedom of assembly, and he pushed me on the sidewalk, and I said, please take your hands off me. And then I noticed that they were throwing another man down to the ground and throwing his head into the pavement, and I went over and said, please don't do that to that man. And the next thing I knew, I was on the ground with my head being smashed by a cop, handcuffed, put in the van, and the rest is history, so to speak. John Perry Ryan. I'm with Cape Codders Against Racism. I live in Provincetown. My lover is in jail right
The property, you should leave right off. Right there. Go to the camera.
That's Raul. He was the one telling me if we're on the sidewalk, they can't arrest us.
Raul, and I don't want the way you
There might be a mix-up on property. If she can get our property.
You want to be friends now? I don't think. Oh, you want to kiss him goodbye? Yeah. All right. All right. Come on. Yes. How long if he doesn't get off?
It's cold out here.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna arrest him again.
Why? Because he's trying to get his clothes off.
Because it's negative degrees out here.
He wasn't very happy.
They have the women all kind of in a specific area. So, but they're definitely, what they've been doing is, it seems to me, they were kind of releasing some of the white folks first who were, you know, which is okay. Look, we're not going to let ourselves be divided by that crap, because they're doing that on purpose, you know, to say that, oh, you know, so that we're going to say there's favoritism. That's not right. All of us got arrested together, and the white people got arrested with us, okay? But what we have is, then they release the Native people, and they've been harassing the black people. The black sister, there was a black sister in my cell with me named Imani Henry, and there's a black sister in the cell across from me, Nicole, and they left their handcuffs on when they were in the cell for more than 45 minutes. They wouldn't even take their handcuffs off them for a very long time.
Imani got arrested. She was doing nothing except she had a microphone in her hand.
None of us was doing anything that got arrested
She was
today.
on the sidewalk.
None of us was doing anything that got arrested today. We have to be clear about that. And there's not a single person that got arrested today that was doing anything besides trying to walk down the street.
That's right.
Okay, so
That's right.
you know, and we all need to stand together and not let them divide it. You know, we come here every year and we talk about racism, and they've showed their racism in every single facet of what they've done today.
Right.
But it's so heartening to walk out here and see all of you.
The waves come